I was delivering coffee to his table when I saw him throw the newspaper across the cafe. "Another article about how brave I am," he said bitterly to himself. "Like I'm some inspiration for existing." I had been working at Morning Brew Cafe for 6 months. This man came in every Tuesday at 3 p.m., always alone, always in his expensive wheelchair. Other customers stared and whispered. The staff treated him like he was made of glass. But I saw something different in his dark eyes. Anger, loneliness, pain that had nothing to do with his legs. "Would you like another coffee?" I asked, picking up the scattered newspaper. He looked up surprised. "You're not going to tell me how inspiring I am?" "For what? Drinking coffee? I do that every day and nobody calls me brave." For the first time he smiled. "I'm Daniel." "I'm Sarah." I poured fresh coffee into his cup. "Bad day." Every day is bad when people see you as a tragedy with wheels. My heart hurt for him. I knew what it felt like to be invisible, working 2 jobs to pay for my grandmother's care while my friends lived normal lives. Different struggles, but the loneliness was the same. "Want to know a secret?" I whispered, leaning closer. "I don't see the wheelchair first. I see someone who looks really annoyed at that newspaper." He laughed. Actually laughed. "You're the first person in months to talk to me like I'm normal." "Maybe because you are." From that day, Daniel became my favorite customer. He told me he was 26 and inherited his father's tech company after a car accident left him paralyzed at 18. He had billions but no real friends. Everyone either pitied him or wanted his money. "I haven't been on a date in 3 years, he confided one Tuesday. "Women either run away or want to fix me. I don't need fixing." You need someone who sees Daniel, not the wheelchair or the money. Does that person exist? I wanted to say yes. I wanted to say me. But I was just a waitress with a high school diploma. What could I offer someone like him? 3 months later, Daniel didn't come to the cafe. I worried all week. The next Tuesday I saw him outside, staring at the entrance steps. The ramp was broken. "Hey," I called out, rushing over. "What happened?" "Construction damaged the ramp yesterday. I can't get in." His voice was flat, defeated. "Wait here." I ran inside and grabbed my manager. "We need to fix this now." "Sarah, it's expensive too." "Then I'll pay for it myself." I had been saving to take my grandmother on a trip, but this mattered more. Daniel stared at me. "You would do that?" "Of course. Everyone deserves coffee." "It's not about the coffee, Sarah." "I know." That day, Daniel asked me to have dinner with him. Not at a fancy restaurant but at his house. He wanted to cook for me. "You cook?" I asked, surprised. "I'm paralyzed, not helpless," he said with a grin. "Though I should warn you, I make terrible pasta." His house was beautiful but felt empty. No family photos. No personal touches. Just expensive furniture that looked like nobody lived there. "It's lonely," he said, reading my expression. "Money bought me this house, but it can't buy me a home." Dinner was perfect. Not the pasta, which was indeed terrible, but the conversation. We talked about books, dreams, fears. He told me about his accident, how he spent 2 years angry at the world. I told him about my grandmother, how she raised me after my parents died. "You're so strong," he said. "Taking care of her, working so hard. You're strong too. You survived something unimaginable and built a life." I survived. I'm not sure I'm living. What would living look like? He was quiet for a long moment. Having someone who loves me, not despite my disability, but including all of me. Someone who doesn't see my wheelchair as a burden or a tragedy. My heart pounded. "Daniel, I know this is crazy. I know we're from different worlds. But Sarah, you're the only person who makes me feel human. When I'm with you, I forget about the stares and the pity. I just feel like me." "I feel the same way," I whispered. "When I'm with you, I don't feel like just a waitress. I feel important." "You are important. You're the most important person in my life." He kissed me then, soft and gentle. It was perfect. But the world wasn't ready for us. When photos appeared online of us together, the comments were cruel. People called me a gold digger. They said I was using him. Some said he was pathetic for dating his caregiver. "Maybe they're right," I cried one night. "Maybe I am just using you." "Stop." Daniel grabbed my hands. Look at me. You loved me when I was just an angry man in a coffee shop. You paid for a ramp with your own money. You see me as a whole person. That's not using me. That's loving me. But your family, your business partners, they'll adjust or they'll leave. Sarah, I spent 8 years letting other people's opinions control my life. I won't do it anymore. What if I can't handle this world? What if I'm not enough? You're everything. His eyes filled with tears. You're my home, Sarah. You're my reason to live, not just survive. 6 months later, Daniel proposed. Not with a huge diamond, but with a simple ring he designed himself. I want to marry my best friend, he said. The woman who sees my heart, not my limitations. I said yes through happy tears. Our wedding was small but perfect. Daniel's speech made everyone cry. Sarah didn't fall in love with a rich man in a wheelchair. She fell in love with me. She taught me that disability doesn't define me, but love does. Now, 2 years later, we run a foundation together helping disabled people find employment. Daniel still comes to the cafe every Tuesday, and I still serve him coffee. But now I sit with him. Do you ever regret it? I asked him yesterday. Choosing someone so ordinary? Sarah, he said, taking my hand. You turned my house into a home. You turned my survival into a life. You turned my disability into just another part of who I am. There's nothing ordinary about that kind of love. Sometimes the most extraordinary love stories happen between two people who simply see each other's souls.